All right, let's get started. We are doing our glutes and we are building ourselves a butt today. Okay, so let's just begin like we always do with our breathing. No matter what we start off with, we want to first connect to our breath because that is the most important piece. So let us begin with an inhale through our nose and a big deep exhale out through your mouth. You kind of blow out through your lips as if you were blowing out the candles on your birthday cake. So it's a nice strong exhale, but it doesn't have to be real hot and heavy because you don't want to be breathing all over the cake. And let those rib cages open up nice and wide and three-dimensionally to the side with our inhales. And then use your exhale and feel yourself begin to lift your pelvic floor. It's hard to point to from this position, but when you exhale, you're going to feel a sensation somewhere down by your pubic bone of a lifting of your internal zipper between that pubic bone and your belly button, and those are your deepest layer of your abdominals. So take a couple more deep inhales and exhales, and when the going gets tough and we're in our workout, make sure to double back to your breath, especially using that nice inhale to prepare for things and a big exhale when you need a little help from your abdominals. One more deep inhale, exhale here. Let's go ahead and roll on down to the mat. We'll start with a few little warm-up exercises before we get into our full workout. Let's begin in our neutral spine, meaning that our tailbone is anchored to the floor. We have a little bit of daylight in our low back. Everything is melted down to the mat. And let's rock through our low back to imprint, sliding your rib cages down towards your hip bones and release back out to neutral. And everybody's neutral and everybody's imprint is going to look and feel a little different depending on your body and your anatomy and the things that are different within side to side anatomy. But just do your best to focus in on your abdominals, thinking about these suspenders that run along the sides of your hips to the the side of your rib cage to the top of your hips, and rock in and out of imprint and neutral for 3 and 2 and 1. And from here, stay nice and neutral, letting everything melt to the mat. Slide that right heel out. Open your hip up. Bend your knee and slide that heel back up and in so your two knees match up again. We're doing a hip release. We want as much mobility and length in our hips as possible before we start to try and strengthen all the muscles surrounding them. So let's open those hips up, try and create length, try and create mobility along the muscular lines on the front and the back and the side of the hip, and then reverse it. Drop your knee out, hold yourself steady on the opposite side. You don't want to be twisting or rocking, and then slide your heel back in. So it's an inhale and an exhale. And let's do 2 more here. It sure feels good. Just let that hip relax out. And with your foot in contact with the floor, you should be releasing that tension and draw it in. Now switch sides. First, straighten it out. That left leg open and circle your way around. And maybe you're on your right leg and that's okay too. I was just referring to my left leg. But you can go with any breath cycle you want to with your inhales and exhales, and you can go right or left first, whatever works for you. What I say is just merely a suggestion. And come around. And then go ahead and drop it out. And pull it in. And drop it out. And pull it back in. Let's inhale. And exhale to slide it in. 2 more. Really open up through that hip. And circle around. Last one. And circle. Perfect. So from here, let's bring one leg up at a time. Imprint. Go to our tabletop. We're going to keep our head and hands on the floor, and we're going to rock our hips to the right and center and left and center and right and center and left and center. Now make sure your heels and feet follow your knees. You don't want your knees way off to the left, but your feet are still sort of in the middle here. They only go, your knees only go as far as your feet can follow, because that means that you're actually rotating through your torso. You're not just using your hips to get there. You're actually going to use your abdominals to turn and center and turn and center. One more time. So we're moving our legs on a stable body. Let's set our feet down here. Let's walk our feet up, hands up, feet out in front of you. Now you can sit tall on your sit bones. Whether your knees are a little bent, the heels are either in the corner of the mat, or you can sit crisscross. And now let's twist our torso. 2, 3, grow tall, and X, 2, 3, on our legs. So we just rotated our legs on a stable torso, and now we're rotating our torso on a stable foundation of pelvis and legs. 2, 3, grow tall, and X, 2, 3, grow tall, and 1, 2, 3, grow tall, 1, 2, 3. Chest comes up. 2 more, and 1, 2, 3. Stay on those sits, and 1, 2, 3. Last time, and 1, 2, 3. Grow tall, and 1, 2, 3. Grow tall. Good. So let's stay here and bring our feet up. Now you can either hug the outside of your knees, or you can come inside and hug the inside and grab a hold of the outer ankles. Okay, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna rock back and rock forward. So we're gonna roll like a ball and balance. Okay, we roll and find our balance. Good. It's an inhale and an exhale. Oops. If you hit the floor with your feet in front of you like I did, just balance yourself back up again and start over. So you don't want to throw your weight too far forward. Use your breath, because you're going to over rock and hit the floor. And it happens, and that's okay. It just takes a little practice. And 3, and 2, and 1. And then go ahead and set your feet back down. Let's bring our hands straight out in front of us. Round. So we've taken a nosedive here, and we're going to roll back to our low back. So we only go about halfway at the most. We rock forward, set up our arms, and go again. Good. So we're going to start with a little abs to get going, and then we're going to move into our glutes. Good. We rock front to back, stack our arms, go again. Good. Stack them up. And rock. One more. Good. And stack them up. We're going to send our body back down to the mat. If you have anything close by, I have this little ball, sweatshirt, pillow, towel, what have you. Let's put it between your thighs right now. You could just roll up anything. And then let's go ahead from here and start to roll and peel ourselves up off our shoulder blade. You can use a foam roller, whatever you have close by. And then roll your way back down. Now make sure your heels are lined up with your sit bones. Peel yourself up, reach your fingers long on the mat, and roll your way down. And peel your way up, and roll your way down. So we're working by lifting through the back body, and also using your abdominals to sequentially roll up and roll down. Good. Now let's stay up here and squeeze into whatever that item is between your knees. Let's squeeze 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want you to regroup, get your hips a little higher, and squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more time. Stay up and squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And roll your way down. Now hang on to whatever you have between your legs if you can. We're going to come up to the 100. So if you have your foam roller, just push it down a little bit here. So I would take something like that, just so when you come up, you don't feel like it's confronting you. And we're going to come up here. We're going to start with our 100. We're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and squeeze, 2, 3, 4, 10. And in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and squeeze, 2, 3, 4, 20. Inner thighs. And out, 2, 3, 4, 30. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and X, 2, 3, 4, 40. Come up a little higher. And out, 2, 3, 4, 50. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and X, 2, 3, 4, 60. Reach through your fingertips. And out, 2, 3, 4, 70. Inner thighs. And out, 2, 3, 4, 80. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 90. Last 10. And out, 2, 3, 4, 100. Good. Come on down. Set yourself down 1 foot at a time. Good job. Let's go ahead and roll onto our side. So with this sideline work, you can either go stretched out down here, or you can prop up on an elbow. It's entirely up to you. But if you're up on that elbow, make sure that you're keeping the shoulder down from the ear and the head frame between the shoulders. And let's lift. So we point and flex, and point and flex. So we're really long. If you look down the length of your leg, you should just see the very tips of your toes, and flex. And you're just coming about hip distance high, and point and flex. For 4 and 3. Last 2, shrink up your waistline, cinch it up across here, and 1. And then hold it up and circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then squeeze together and come down. So it's top, bottom, bring them down together. Top, bottom, and together. So I find, because I'm a little tighter along the outside of my body, I don't get to lift my legs quite as high when I'm up on my elbow, as then when I'm down here, I have a lot more space to move because that line isn't getting pulled. So whatever feels best for you, go for it. Sometimes you go for the harder thing, even though it doesn't get you as much movement, because we're trying to lengthen too. Now, keeping your legs together, let's go ahead and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, you can just kind of give it a little squeeze in, a little rub to the cheek and down the side of your leg, the seam of your pants, and then let's change sides. So go ahead, whether you're stretched out or propped up on your elbow, get this nice straight line down the visual of your body, and then let's point and flex. Good. And just watch that you don't sink into your shoulder. Even the best of us do it, and we gotta check in. So we're focusing on everything that's going down here, and then we forget what's going on higher up. And let's go 4 and 3, last 2 and 1, and hold it, and let's go 10, 9, 8, really reach, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse, 2, 3, 4, 5, shrink up that waistline, 3, 2, 1. Now hold it and lift and come down, and lift and squeeze and come down. And again, you can see it's a little harder up on the elbow because it's a heavier weight, your legs, and there's more stretching that has to go on along the bottom seam of your body. So if it feels like a lot, you can go down to your arm and come back up again, no problem. And let's go 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Now we're going to keep the legs together and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And then hug that top leg in. Give it a little rub around the seam into the center of your tush where all the hip muscles are and the rotators are that you're using for that. Perfect. And then let's move on. So let's go ahead and take ourselves into our cat-cow position. And let's just go through a couple cat-cows because we're here and it's good for your spine to round and lengthen. And just find yourself scooping your abs, dropping your head. Let that tension out of your head and your neck and your shoulders. And then send your sit bones back out behind you. And just bring your head up on your spine. You should be looking just in front of your fingertips here. Making sure that you're pressing into the heels of your hands. Pull your shoulder blades down, away from your ears. Watch that they're able to move on your chest while they come apart and together. As you push through the heels of your hands, let's do 2 more cat-cows. Good. Now from here, what I want you guys to do is let's alternate the arm and leg lifts. We're going to do a few different things here. Let's start here, warm it up. Good. Start to find a pattern of how you're moving. And then if you have your foam roller handy, we're going to really challenge it by putting this along the length of your spine. You do not need it. You can use a broomstick too, or some kind of straight handled object, a cane, a Swiffer, but you're going to try and get this to balance on your back. And it will show you right, if this happens today, right? Some days it does and some days it doesn't. Find it right on your tailbone into your head. Good. We got it? Did you get it? Yes. Good. Awesome. Alternate those arms and leg lifts. Oh my goodness, today is not my day. Okay. I give up. Alternate. All right, one more try. It's not my day. Okay, you guys got the point, right? All right, so let's go ahead from here. Take your roller. All right, so you're gonna come up a little higher. We're on an unsteady surface here. And then I want you to hold the leg up and do little punches to the ceiling with your foot. Footprints, 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 footprints. Support your abs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down and send it right back up. And let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 2, 1. Switch it out. So we're supported on an unstable surface. Nice and light on the hands. Keep your weight centered between your 3 points of contact. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And bring it down. Now take this and stretch. Push through that roller. Push your heels, your tush into your heels. Good. Take one more good deep breath here. Excellent. Okay, let's set that roller aside for now. And let's go ahead back to our back here and lay ourselves down. Good. So let's work a little bit on this roll up. Okay, so we're here. And the reason we want to work on this is it's kind of like a hallmark of several exercises. So we crisscross at the ankles and we're going to pop our hips up from the floor. Not so much over our head. You want to reach your kneecaps to the ceiling. So you pop up and down here. Okay? And then if you want to, you can do it with a straighter leg. Okay? And we lift up and down, and up and down. So now you're really reaching the balls of your feet to the ceiling. You pick them up and put them down. Okay, because eventually we're gonna come up over our head with our legs. Yes. Reach your legs up to the ceiling so your weight is on your shoulder blades, and then slowly roll your way down. Straight legs. Your legs go away from you on a diagonal. You got it. And then you pick them up and you go overhead again. You can try and touch the floor. You pick your legs up to a jackknife. And then you roll down through your spine and send your legs away. And then you hinge up and lift, roll onto your blades, touch, point to lift, and roll your way back down. Let's do it one more time. So we hinge, scoop, heel, lift. We go overhead, pick them up, weights on your blades, and roll your way down. And then roll your way all the way up to sitting and reach for your toes. And let's pulse 2, 3. And stack up nice and tall. Find your sit, peel forward, and pulse 2, 3. Stack it up. And pulse 2, 3. Bring it up. And pulse 2, 3. Chest comes up. Let's do one more. 2, 3. Stack it up. And then let's roll our way down. Pick our legs back up one at a time and hands come overhead. Okay? So our feet are up. We're going to take our hands. We're going to reach up, nod our chin, and reach to sit up and stretch our arms and legs. And then we're going to roll down and bring our head down. I think you go the other way, Brian. Yeah. So you're coming this way, coming up, keep your legs up, and reach out. And then come down and come down. So you're not going on your shoulder blades anymore. You're going the other way. So we come up here. Yeah, there you go. And then we roll down here. And then we come up here and roll down That's it. I mean, you could do that. It's kind of a cool thing. You could just keep on going. Right? Kind of reverse your momentum. But come on down and roll down. Good. Now just give your knees a hug into your chest. Phew. Okay. Let me just take a quick peek at where we are at. Awesome. Okay. Let's wrap it up. We got a couple minutes. Let's go ahead and do a tiny bit, one more exercise, and then I want to have 2 seconds to stretch at the end. So let's go ahead and flip over to our hands and knees. Okay, so this is one that I want to teach you guys because you're going to come up to a plank. And then from here, you lift a flexed foot. When you point your toe in the air, you rock back on your standing foot. When you flex your foot, you rock forward and set the foot down. So we flex to lift, point to rock, flex to come forward, set it down. Flex, rock, rock, down. Flex, rock, rock, down. Good. So it's flex, point, flex, lower. Flex, point, flex, lower. Keep your butt low. Down. Good. One more. And down. And down. It's a lot happening all at one time. It's a tough one. All right. Stretch it back. Let's bring our foot forward here. All right, so we're in what yogis like to call pigeon. You're gonna square up here, okay? So this straight leg is stretching. Keep the tush firm. Try and get this foot as perpendicular to your body, like your hips and your shoulders, and staying square, you're gonna fold over. Okay, you don't wanna fall off to the hips. Stay centered. And if you can come all the way down to your forehead. So you're stretching out the front of your straight leg and you're stretching those big rotators in your butt on your bent leg. Good. So you want to take about 30 to 60 seconds. We'll probably go a little faster than that just for time-wise, but you're going to kind of slide that leg back out underneath you and then go ahead and change sides. So you're going to get that foot out as perpendicular to your body as possible. Stretch out here. And you may feel different. Like this side to me feels a little bit harder to get into, so I'm going to take more time letting myself come forward, because you don't want to just sort of like fall forward into this because you want to do the full stretch. You want to feel like you really have the positioning, you can support it, and this is how you challenge it. But sometimes getting all the way into the stretch is not necessarily the best thing. So take your time, work into it, and if it's not going to be, that's okay. Maybe it'll be another time and maybe it won't. And let's take a few more inhale, exhales here. Good, take 2 more. And then slowly walk your way up and pull that leg out from underneath you. And you guys are all set. Good job. Thanks for coming for the building a butt class.